Hey, everybody, on this episode of Box Office Breakdown, Glass shatters the box office. We're going to break that down and much more next.
Welcome to Popcorn Talk, featuring movie discussion, news, and interviews. Popcorn Talk, we talk movies. And now, here's Popcorn Talk's Box Office Breakdown.
Hey, everybody! Welcome back to Box Office Breakdown. We are back after a little mini hiatus there. Of course, this is the show that looks back at the box office that was, and then we...
Prognosticate. It's different.
I like it. I'm mixing it all up. About the box office that lie ahead, I am Frank Moran.
What's up? My name is Kari Lane.
I'm Amy Cassandra Martinez.
And as always, folks, like us on Facebook, give us those 5 stars on iTunes, subscribe to the YouTube channel, give it a thumbs up while you're there, or 2, or 3, 4, however many you can get. And of course, we've got the chat up and running, so feel free to chime in and share your thoughts. Carrie, if they're watching this after we stream live, what can they do?
Oh, yeah, Frank, you can comment down below.
Hot dog.
Also, we need to give a shout out to our person in the booth.
Oh, yes. Identify. No, it's Bree. It's Bree. Everybody, Bree's in the booth. Identify yourself.
Hey,
Yay! We should get you in on the sing song Prognosticate next time.
If you teach me, I will do it.
Yay!
Sweet.
Oh, boy. There's going to be music lessons here for Box Office Breakdown. I'm so excited. All right. So people in the chat, I know we should probably get this out of the way because people are just commenting rapidly and furiously in the chat about that Amy Cassandra
There's a
Martinez.
There's a rumor, and we do need to squash it.
Yes.
Yes.
You're leaving the country.
I am. I'm gonna actually go to a different planet.
Nice. All right.
Yeah. No, I am leaving Marvel Movie News. I did get a full-time job, but I'm not leaving Popcorn Talk or AfterBuzz. So I will be here. I'm not moving states. I'm not moving cities. I'm not moving countries or continents or planets
Anythings.
or galaxies.
Beautiful. All right.
I will be here. So that's the only thing that's changing.
There you go. That sigh you hear is just a collective relief of millions of people in the chat.
Oh, that's
you go.
beautiful.
That's right.
Thank you, chat, and comments on our videos. We appreciate you interacting, even if you get very passionate. Because it's
We
very
appreciate it.
entertaining.
There you go.
Because we read your comments, we do.
Some of us.
Yeah. But then the others report and let them know. We're like,
That's
guess
true.
what, guys?
That's
Guess
true.
what?
Yes, only show me the best of them.
Yeah.
All right, folks, let's dive into last week's box office. There, coming in at
Yes.
number 1 was Glass. There you go. Yeah, it was. I think
them.
one clap from Amy.
I
Was
know.
it just,
I was trying to figure out if I could make a cool sound effect with glass, but I don't have one.
No, that's more like an explosion. Yeah.
that came in from Universal, $40.5 million. Now, did we all see Glass?
No.
All right. So, Carrie, we'll start with you. No.
I know, right? No, I did not get to see it because I'm in the process of moving, so.
All right, no worries.
Very little time.
You're moving.
I
Are
am
you
moving,
leaving?
But I am not leaving after Buzz or Popcorn Talk, so don't worry. I'm just doing Sundays now, though.
Oh, all right. Amy Cassandra Martinez, what were your thoughts on Glass?
Okay, so first of all, I do have to say that I saw it today. I don't really like watching movies on Sundays, but I felt like I had to watch Glass. In a good, happy way, though. Like, I really wanted to. So that just says a lot about that.
Yeah, my question real quick. What is it about a Sunday in particular that just makes it like not an ideal movie watching day?
Okay, so I think I need to bring it back to when I was a kid. You know, we all like to procrastinate here and there. And when I was younger, I would wait to do my homework until Sundays. So that's what it reminds me of, like having to do things. Not that, like, you know, watching a movie is like homework, but you know what I mean? Like just that dread.
I was gonna say you want to let it marinate, let your opinion sit for a
You know,
minute.
that too, sure.
You know, you want to have some time to think about it.
Well, and I like going in the evening, like Friday night or like Saturday night, and then you're like, woo, and then you talk about it, and then people on Twitter are like, what, I hated it, I loved it, you're stupid for liking it, no, I loved it. Like, I like that, you know? But I did watch Unbreakable on Thursday, and then I saw Split last night.
Nice.
So I did have to push, you know, my viewing of Glass until today. So everything was very fresh. I know that people are having a lot of issues with things, but James freaking McAvoy, I loved him in Split, and I think he did a fantastic job in Glass. I think there's plot issues with Glass, which, you know, depending on how important plot is to you, that might have an effect on whether you like the movie or not. I think that some of the movies just kind of spent retelling a story that we already knew.
Well, especially if you just rewatched it.
Yeah.
So no need to rewatch them because the movie recaps it for you.
No need to rewatch, but you definitely should watch the first two to kind of be in the loop.
Okay.
I love the message. I think it's cool. But yeah, the number one, like my favorite part of the movie will always be James McAvoy. He did such a great job. But yeah, I feel like the more people talk about it, the more they start to dissect it. I'll be like, well, okay. But no, I still like it. I still really like it. I gave it 4 stars.
Oh, nice. Out of 27.
5. 27. 24.
24 stars.
Do you get
So
it? 24.
7.
24. No, because that's how many personalities
Oh, yes.
she had
There
in
you
Split.
go.
Okay.
Oh, look at
It's
that.
very fresh, guys.
Very fresh.
Yeah.
Thank
Yep.
you for that cutting edge review. Yes. I'm still kind of trying to figure out how I feel about this film.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
It certainly, he does not deliver what you think.
Yes.
And I don't know how I feel
Like based on what you saw in the trailers?
based on what Split kind of the reveal at the end of Split makes you think like, whoa, we're gonna see all this, and knowing what we've known now from when the film Unbreakable came out to how superhero films have kind of progressed to now,
Yeah.
where it would think like, oh, if we're kind of building a universe and we're kind of leading to a climax
Yeah.
of a story, this is going to be something that we're more accustomed to from the Marvel films. Marvel
Okay.
Cinematic Universe, and it is not. And it is one of those things where I didn't realize, the budget is still a very modest film. So if you're looking for spectacle, this is not the film to be looking towards.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it's more
Yes.
subtle.
It is more subtle, and I feel like it's a lot of talking, and I agree with you. I feel like it was almost too much talking to spend the majority of the film trying to convince not the audience but the characters in the film that the first two films didn't really happen.
Exactly.
And like that is just
So you're like, what? And so, and I think that has a deeper meaning. I think you could really get all like psychologically with it. But I love the idea of, at the end of Split, spoilers for Split, that basically what you think makes you damaged or, different from people actually makes you powerful in a way. So I love that. And I think that kind of translated into Glass. But there's other things about, how you feel. For example, if you feel like, you have certain things that are problematic or whatever, and people are like, no, like, I think you just have issues or whatever. For example, when you're talking about a movie and you're like, okay, I really liked it. Those are your beliefs and everything. And someone comes and says, that movie sucked. Then you start doubting yourself. And it's that whole feeling of like, do I doubt myself? Do I actually have these powers? I don't know. And I think that makes it really confusing. Does that make sense at all?
Yeah, no, I can understand that, and it's the last part of the film where you're expecting your typical climax. It doesn't go in that direction.
Yeah.
But I also think it suffers from the editing. I just felt like that, just in terms of where the geography of the scene, where people are, why people aren't doing certain things, or reacting to certain things. I felt the editing really hampered that.
The shooting of it, where you're like, okay, or maybe the editing, if they just took out all those shots and scenes where it would have made sense.
Guys, if I could chime in for 1 second, I'm just going to go off what you're saying, Amy, at this exact moment. Because I feel like I saw this film as well, and if they had cut out 30 to 40 minutes, we would have had the same film, and it would have gotten us there quicker, and I think people would have enjoyed it more.
Perhaps, yeah.
But I do want to know, like, for people that have seen it, do you think that James McAvoy did just as good of a performance in Glass as he did in Split, or do you think it's better? Do you think it's worse? Because I've heard multiple things, but I think it's just as good. I think it's amazing.
I mean, and there are 2 alters that didn't even make it into the film because it was just so packed to the gills.
Yep.
Original cut was like 3.5 hours long, I believe he said. So he had to then knock it down to the 2 hours and 9 minutes it is now.
Crap, that's a long movie.
It is a long movie. Yeah. So, and I, as much as I love the Marvel films, and I can run hot and cold in terms of the DC stuff, and I love superheroes. I am fine. I've read enough comic books in my life to love a more, I don't know, I would say,
Down to earth.
yeah, down to earth, more grounded.
Relatable. What?
Grounded.
You
I think
can't
grounded
relate?
makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, so I am fine with not going in
Yeah.
the typical direction that if you're like, I just want to see like these guys like smashing each other and destroying buildings and all that stuff. I'm fine with it going in another direction, but I just don't. I just didn't quite land with me. So I feel like I don't think I'd go to the theater to see it again, but I would see it when it comes to home video. Or there you go, home video, box office.
Back in the day.
But when it comes out on DVD or Blu-ray, to go check it out again and give it one more spin through.
So would you actually like buy it?
You know, I think I would actually, if it was on sale on iTunes for like $9.99, I would buy it.
Oh,
But
there
I wouldn't.
You go.
I wouldn't pay full freight on Apple or Blu-ray. No, not that much. All right, folks. We'll go into number 2. Another comedy here, The Upside. $15.67 million there. The Kevin Hart, Bryan Cranston film.
Which was getting a lot of traction on Twitter because people were upset that Bryan Cranston's playing someone who has disabilities, but he's not someone of that group. And then he was like, as a real actor, that's our job to portray something maybe we're not. And then that was an interesting discussion. I don't know if any of you saw that on Twitter. Please comment down below on that one, because that one, it's one of those that's a really kind of delicate argument, because he's not wrong saying he should play anything, but then you get in the genuineness of people playing identities they are or aren't.
Well, Trevor Noah actually,
he talked about it.
The way I think he did a great job talking about it, and I think more people should be just open-minded. You know, you don't have to agree with everyone's opinions, but just be open-minded to hearing other people's opinions. And if you don't agree, you don't agree, but don't bring other people down. Be like, you're stupid. But yeah, I really like him. I side with him, but I'm not going to tell you exactly what he says because you should watch it. He said it really well.
Now, did either of you see Upside?
No.
It's not my.
I might watch it later on Netflix, but it's not my first choice.
Yeah.
I like Bryan Cranston. I don't care about Kevin Hart.
I agree with you there, so it makes it a tough watch for me to want to do that. Coming in at number 3, a film that Kari Lane is going to talk about so in depth because she loved it so much. Dragon Ball Super Broly?
Yes.
Look at that.
So this is an anime movie. Made $10.6 million for opening weekend, which is awesome for an anime movie. It is also the #1 box office opening in the U.S. for Funimation films, which is awesome. Funimation is the company that distributes it. So go check Funimation out if you've never heard of them before. They produce and distribute a lot of anime. Also, it made $7 million for opening day, which is really cool. So
look at that.
People were excited. So I have a shirt here from Anime Please. That's Anime PLS. So go check them out. They have a lot of cool anime merch, and it's a special DBZ Broly shirt, which I was like, yes. So the movie, rave reviews. Everyone is loving it, which is great that the actual fans who watch Dragon Ball really like it. Animation is super great and more on the newer anime is more glossy. On Sundays now at 3, you can go watch AfterBuzz anime reviews on the AfterBuzz channel, and we talked about how newer anime looks glossy, essentially. Like, it looks really new and fresh. So the older anime doesn't have that, like, the word gloss we felt was the best way to describe how it's bright and shiny. So this one's kind of that hybrid because you watched it before and it didn't look like that. So now this was a nice transition. Action scenes are exciting. I'm not going to spoil anything because go watch it and go support anime in theaters. Also coming out soon, side note, or already did, was A Silent Voice. And this one's a very fun, weird title. I Want to Eat Your Pancreas, which is coming out in February.
Yeah.
So just so you know about those.
Yeah, that sounds delicious.
Then Yusuf, I like Dragon Ball, in the chat says, I like Dragon Ball as a kid, but haven't kept up with Z and GT. Would I like it? Should I see it? I feel it's one, Jamie, who's on the anime show with me, she's not a huge fan of, I think it's the GT one, but she still loved it. I don't think it's one that you have to be like super, know everything. And go check out the ABTV anime Twitter because we had pictures from the premiere, which was a couple weeks ago.
Nice.
So anyways, good movie, anime, and go check out and support anime in theaters, which I'm always excited for. I'm like, yay.
There you go. I've never seen an episode of Dragon Ball.
Me neither.
Wellington said, hasn't Dragon Ball been around for like 25 years? Yes. It has been around for a very long time as a show, so I think that's great that it made the top 3 of movies.
Yeah.
I mean, even though 10 million's like not like a giant number, but that's still pretty high in the
for sure
anime movie.
Absolutely. Coming to number 4, going back into more of a superhero. Well, we started at the top, but we'll round out our top 5 with some more superhero films. Aquaman from Warner Brothers, another $10.3 million.
Which, to clarify for anybody that got a little salty last week, we liked it. We did. You are allowed to nitpick things you like, which I thought that was interesting. Everybody hears we said 1 or 2 negative things, and it's immediately you hate it. No. I can absolutely love something. You can absolutely love something. We can all absolutely love something and still be like, well, if they did this, it's fine. Calm down.
I appreciate the passion.
I do too. Oh my goodness. Wow.
Keep
But
the
yes,
comments
I
going.
liked it. It's great action, exciting, fun movie.
I still haven't seen it.
There you go. Well.
I decided to watch 3 other movies that
I watched other ones too, which aren't on the box office, but we'll get to that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, all those to get ready for Glass.
And rounding out our top 5, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse from Sony, another $7.2 million.
And we don't all just love Marvel, because someone said that too. It's just convenient on what our different schedulings work, what we are able to go see. Just saying.
No, that is very true. I mean, in fact, I'll talk about a movie that I did see that wasn't a Marvel film. It was a DC film.
Which one?
We'll get to that in a moment. But before
Ooh,
we
nice tease.
wrap up a little bit of business, we were off last week. We had our box
Yes.
office bet, which was for replicas. And so we didn't get to reveal the winner for that. I mean, it's already a week past, but just because we want to keep the accounting always going on here for replicas and our box office
that
bet.
one.
Yes.
I was like, which one? Oh, yeah, that.
Which I hear
That
is a
tells
really...
you how much people don't know about it.
It's a bad movie to watch. I mean, like, it could be a good bad movie. So I'd be intrigued to check it out.
Sure.
But it made $2.3 million opening weekends there. So the
we
Carrie,
bet kind of low.
I know, Carrie, we're excited to hear what you're going to be thinking about this film. You should rush out now.
Go see it.
Because it won't be around for much longer. So the winner for this was me, $5.5 million.
Nice.
And the loser was Carrie with a hot $10 million bet.
Wee-wee.
She went strong. She believed in Keanu.
Yeah,
Yes.
apparently.
What happened?
I feel that one had no advertising.
I know, but like,
You go, what movie is that?
but I didn't know Dragon Ball Z Super Broly was coming out either. And bam, 10. Good for you guys.
So of course we had last week off. So when we have this little time, we also like to see movies as well. So
Yes.
what movies did you see during our little week gap?
Oh, well, that's funny you ask because I
Uh-oh.
do keep track of my movie watching now.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored.
What's the app?
Oh, it's called Letterboxd, but without the E. That would be between the R and the D at the end.
Okay.
Okay. I think we already talked about the other ones. It Takes Two. Did we talk about that one?
No.
On Netflix, that I saw it because hello, childhood. Did we haven't?
Oh no, I've only seen. I responded to that because you were so excited, and I said you're the only one that
Yeah,
feels
right.
that way.
I know you're just a big a fan of It Takes Two. Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen.
Yes.
Hello,
Is
1990.
it cute?
It's amazing. That's my
Okay.
childhood in a movie, pretty much. Not that I was a twin, but I used to watch it all the time. It's one of those movies that when you're a kid, you're like, Mommy, Daddy, like, I want to watch it again and again and again. And they're like, please stop. That was it for me. And honestly, it lived up to my memories of it. Just as good. It's amazing. I am also, I said I watched Unbreakable, Split, and Glass. I know I do have to watch, The Equalizer 2 and,
There you go.
Aquaman and Red Sparrow, I think. Oh, and The Mule. But I have them all here, and I have them written down, so I will be doing that. But I'm also watching stuff for other shows. Shows. We'll talk about it after.
Okay.
There's a lot of stuff out there right now.
That's our special post conversation on Box Office Breakdown. Yeah.
Yeah, after.
That's right. Yeah.
Not after dark, but after the show.
Yeah.
Follow us offline for our
Ooh.
Box Office Breakdown after dark.
After dark.
So I did see because Fathom
yeah.
Events. Oh, Carrie, did
No,
you
go
have
for it.
something? They
you
Fathom
can
Events.
go
They do a
first.
lot of stuff animation.
Yeah.
They did one for the new DC direct-to-video film, the Reign of the Supermen, which is kind of the conclusion to the two-part Death of Superman and now the Reign of the Supermen. So they did a whole big night where they screened both films back to back.
Ooh, cool.
Yeah, so I went and checked that out, and I really liked the Death of Superman. I thought that was a really good film, and the Reign of the Superman was fine.
Okay.
But what is
Yeah.
it called again? The last
Reign
one?
of the Superman?
Reign of the Superman?
Based on the
Men or man?
men.
Oh, 90s Superman. Okay,
Yes,
cool.
because it's based off the DC Comics story of the death of Superman. And in the comics in the 90s, when they killed him off, they had 4 people come to replace him. And the mystery was, is any one of these 4 really Superman? Or where is the real Superman? And so this kind of adapts that and broke it up into 2 films and adapted that story.
That's cool.
Yeah, so you get to see the Cyborg Superman, you get to see the Eradicator, you get to see Superboy, the clone, and then you get to see Steel, and you figure out, our Lois Lane is trying to figure out, are any one of these 4 really Superman? If not, what has happened to Superman? And so,
Interesting.
So it was,
For anyone who doubts that you actually read comic books, thank
that's
you
true.
for
There you go.
saying that again too.
Yes. So it was. Yeah, it didn't quite stick the landing as much as I would have hoped, but still not bad. I mean, it was cool to be able to see a big DC animated cartoon in the theater.
Yeah. I think it was Fathom Events as well, via Viz Media. They did Sailor Moon in theaters. They played a couple the short movies, like they were an hour or something like that, plus like an episode. It was actually really fun to see it on the big screen because I wouldn't have seen it or didn't come to theaters as much as kids. So I was like, yay, I get to see it. Yeah. I saw, speaking of James McAvoy, I watched the miniseries on Netflix of Watership Down. If you have not heard of that at all, you're giving me a nice blank look of new.
I've heard of it, but it was probably you posting about it on Instagram.
Watership Down is based on a book, which then there was a later cartoon in the late 70s, early 80s, and now Netflix made it with BBC something. I'm not sure which one, but one of the programs I feel is BBC because it's all British actors. James McAvoy plays Hazel, who is like the lead rabbit, and it's, bear with me on this description because it sounds kind of funny when you describe it, but you're like, no, that's what the movie is. So it's about a bunch of rabbits. They're home. Hazel's brother Fiver has this vision that their home is going to be destroyed and is like, we need to leave. So they convince kind of the outskirts people, rabbits, and anybody who's like, we want to leave, but they're going out into the dangerous world to find a new home. You could almost compare it to like Walking Dead, of a group trying to find a new home and meeting really weird other creatures and dangers along the way. And it's really good. And there are some things in this version, so if anybody knows the book or the cartoon, which I love both of those, there are some things that are changed, which are for the better, and other things are a little bit disappointing. It is not really for children, even the cartoon, because the cartoon has a lot of blood in terms of if the rabbits get eaten or fighting each other. It's very graphic. But the Netflix one, they shied away from that, which was a little bit of a bummer, because there's this epic thing at the end, and they just kind of, minimize it, which was but
you want blood? Is that
I did. It's because it's life or death. These little creatures are gonna die if a dog gets them or something like that. Because there's a dog, a fox, a cat, humans. Yeah. Anyway, some things are changed, some things are different, or some things are the same. It's really voice acting amazing, but the animation's kind of this weird uncanny valley where it's realistic but not really. And I don't love the animation on it, but we're checking out, especially if you've never seen it. Wellington's like, how'd you get past the terrible animation? Yeah, you'll get used to it after a while. It's really kind of great story if you like adventure tales and stuff like that, like something about adventure and a quest and people, following what you believe in and everything like that. Also watched Dumplin'. Oh, adorable. Oh my goodness, that was a feel-good movie I didn't know I needed. It made me so happy. I had happy tears. I had sad tears. Super great. Yeah, feel-good is the best way to describe it. Very funny, too. So if you haven't checked that out, I would say check it out.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, I think Dolly Parton's biggest fan is actually in this room, and his name starts with an F and ends with Frank. So I think you would love it.
That's true. Great.
That's you.
Must go check it out. I mean, who doesn't love Rhinestone? I am, run several Rhinestone forum groups. So we break down the Dolly Parton, Sylvester Stallone classic.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I liked all the music in it.
Okay.
It's really catchy. And
yeah. Okay.
The Girl in the Movies. That one's been nominated for some awards.
Well, I can't wait. Can't wait to watch
go
it.
check out Dumplin'.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, look at those fine recommendations.
Yes.
Check them out.
Both of them, I would say, yeah. Oh, wait. And I honored one of my bets. I finally watched Leap, which alternate title is Ballerina, by the way, because I was looking it up. It is very cute. If you are into dance, it's really good, too.
Animated.
And it's also animated, by the way. It's Leap as in jump. The overall, I'd say it is for a more younger audience, but it was still rather entertaining. The only thing I kind of was about was they really simplify the difficulty and skill needed to do point shoes, because she does learn how to use them and does get some training eventually, because the idea is she doesn't know technical skills for dance. She just knows just movement, and so she gets training on the technical things of first, second, third, fourth, and fifth of the positions for ballet. I did ballet as a kid, so I kind of know what I'm talking about here, just saying. But I only did point for a very short while. But she has regular boots and goes up on her toes and does some dancing. And no, boots don't work like that.
Boots are not made for point shoes.
Yeah.
Not
point
That's
walking.
not what they do?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel that was a little bit unfortunate because it just kind of simplifies the difficulty and, the skill involved. And that doesn't work like that. And I mean, I know it's a cartoon, but everything else is realistic enough. So
kids should know that that's not how it works.
Yeah, good luck trying, and please don't break an ankle. But yeah, if you want a cute animation movie and dance, and also following your dreams, that's the other. It's a very simple, like some of the reviews on there, like, oh, it's basic plot. Yeah, but
following your dreams is never basic.
Yeah. Anyway.
Thank you, Amy. Thank you. Some quick international numbers here. Glass took the top spot at the international box office with $48.5 million in 55 markets. That's right in line with the pre-weekend projections and positions that Blumhouse pick at 13% of its predecessor Split. So already doing a little better. I think the idea of it's kind of creating a culmination to this kind of suddenly created universe. People are like, yeah, we got to see how it ends.
Yeah.
Yep, see how it ends. See how it ends.
It's fine. It's good. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Yep. There you go. And now we have also Bumblebee.
Yes.
You saw that as well. Yes, that took in the
Like that
number 2
one.
spot for the weekend. And it's flew past $400 million globally. And today it's at $412.3 million worldwide and $296.4 overseas. So,
Little bee that could.
and it hasn't even released in Japan, not until March 22nd. So this is going to definitely see a little bit more of an uptick in its full total gross there. And Aquaman has now got into $759.1 million internationally, lifting its global total to a little over $1 billion. So there you go, which has made more than Wonder Woman.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think it's right behind, like, in terms of single films. I think it's Black Panther and one other one. But yeah, in terms of single comic book hero films.
I did see something essentially pointing out, which is like, oh yeah, good point. It's such a successful movie off a character that's often made fun of.
That's true.
Out of the DC characters, oh yeah, what is your power? What do you do? He's often made fun of, but this
That's
movie
not fair.
makes it really cool. Yes, right?
Yeah.
But
But all right, I'm just curious. For the two, we're gonna
let's do
Aquaman talk.
it.
Aquaman talk.
Say.
At
Sidebar.
the end of
Yeah.
Wonder Woman, the end of Aquaman.
Yes.
Which one were you more excited about seeing a second film to?
Wonder Woman, if only I want to know more. Aquaman is cool, for sure, but I feel I know enough. Or I guess I'd want to see a later, like, what happens next. But her story, it's like, ooh, what happens next? Though technically we're going back in time.
Amy?
Well, considering I haven't seen Aquaman, can I just say Wonder Woman then?
Yeah, no, you can absolutely can.
Yeah, well-
I would feel the same way too.
Yeah, well, and the thing, like you said, yeah, they do go back in time. And I think that's something that, to each their own, but it's weird to think that you already have a movie, so now you're going to go back in time, so whatever happens, does that mean that whatever already happened in the movie is still going to happen?
Well, it's the
Or-
80s and the movie's set in the 40s, so
Alternate-
it's back in time in a way.
Thank you. Yes. So it's not. So we're fine.
Yeah.
Then, yeah, okay, yes. I like the 80s. So that, sure.
Wellington in the chat says Aquaman. Doom Tribe points out, though, something I think you had said, Frank, of Wonder Woman had a bad third act.
Agreed. Yes, that
wonky.
when it got too CGI and the whole thing with Ares was a little like, yeah. So, but I was still more intrigued to see a follow-up film to Wonder Woman. I mean, Aquaman, if this is the only film they ever made, which they won't because it's done so well, but it's not like I'm like, man, I cannot wait for that next Aquaman movie. I'll see it when it comes out, but I'm not like chomping at the bit.
Maybe if more for her, it's mysterious, and so I want to know more. And for him, I feel it's very straightforward.
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
maybe.
Maybe. Okay. Yeah. Me.
Yeah, but, but if
I'll
it's,
watch him anyways.
Yeah, if he gets lots of Black Manta and his cool helmet, then I'll check it out.
Cool helmet. People are not gonna like this, but Mysterio.
Yes, that trailer.
Okay. That's it.
Wait, hot 5-second sidebar here for that.
Yes.
It was just it was fine. The trailer was like,
But they could have not shown it. They could have been like, we're not gonna show that he has a fishbowl on his head. But they went for it, and they appreciated the fact that we wanted that, and they gave it to us.
well, no, I agree with that. I just think that the trailer, it's just a nice first kind of like dip your toe in the water kind of trailer.
It's a trailer.
Yeah.
It's a trailer.
Okay, wait, question though. Sidebar of a sidebar. And please leave the comments, because a fun trend on Twitter I've seen is similar with Aladdin and now Mysterio. People are thirsting after the bad guys more than the hero a little bit, in terms of Jafar, the actor, looking good compared to Aladdin. And now with Mysterio, like, oh, hello, sir.
Yeah,
Let us know your thoughts.
looking.
No, that's true. The villains could be good looking as well. Just an interesting parallel coming up right now. Let us know your thoughts. Please comment down below.
I like Killmonger more than Black Panther. Is that bad?
Yeah, I mean, that was
Yeah,
a
he is
trend
bad.
too. There were a lot of people liking
yeah.
him for sure.
Well, I'm a bad girl now, I guess.
Well, no, girls like the bad boys, right? Is that how it goes?
I guess.
And I
whatever.
guess boys like bad girls? I don't know. Or whatever your fancy is.
So we've got 2 films. We're going to jump back into our box office bets. 2 films vying for your vote in the chat right now.
Films?
Films.
That's what they're called
Thank
now.
you.
Yeah.
We have The Kid Who Would Be King.
That
from
looks
Fox.
cute.
Yeah, 3,400 screens. And Serenity on 2,500 screens. That's with Matthew McConaughey. Haven't heard peep about that one.
Same. I go, you mean the movie to
That's
Firefly?
right. Yep, it's we're bringing
Serenity?
we're bringing that one out
I
again.
saw that in theaters.
I've actually heard good things about the kid who would
Yeah?
be king.
Yeah, it's by the guy who did Attack the Block. So
Love that one.
yeah, so this is
we talked about that one.
it's even though it's a kid-oriented film, it's still told really well. So those are the
see it.
2 films vying for your vote there in the chat. So start voting away there and let us know which ones you'd like us to do the box office bet. While we're waiting for that, though, we're going to do a little box office rewind. Thank you, Amy. Where we look back at somebody that's going to be in one of these upcoming films and we look at their opening box office weekends, their top 5 in particular. And for this, Anne Hathaway, who's also going to be in Serenity with Matthew McConaughey. So we do a little top 5 first.
Is that the one with the boat, like in the trailer, and there's like a murder?
She has the cool trench coat.
Okay. I feel this one I saw the trailer for so long ago that, it's coming out now kind of a thing. I guess based on, do you remember the trailer?
Yeah.
Now that I was like, there's some mysterious.
No, I remembered only because I wasn't looking forward to any movies, and I was like, oh, now it's this one. Yeah, there's a lot of water, there's a ship, and then both of them there, and there's some violence, some blood, and she's wearing a trench coat.
What a breakdown.
I'm interested in ish because the trailer does make murder mystery. You don't really know what's going on, but I felt like that was so long ago that I saw the ads that it didn't come out already.
No, it's still waiting
Not
for you,
yet,
Carrie.
yeah.
It is still waiting. So real quick for Anne Hathaway's top 5 opening weekend box office totals there. Number 5 is Ocean's 8, which came out this past summer there with $41.6 million. Number 4, Interstellar in 2014 made $47.5.
Also with Matthew McConaughey.
That's right. It's they're reunited. Will it feel so good? I don't know.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Number 3, Valentine's Day from Warner Brothers and New Line back in 2010. That opened at $56.2 million. And number 2, Alice in Wonderland from 2010. That made $116.1 million.
She's not in that movie that much.
She's
That's
the
true.
Queen of
She's a
Hearts.
pretty small part. Yeah.
There's no small. There's no small.
That's
The
true.
Queen of
Only
Hearts.
Small.
That's right.
What is
Yeah.
she?
The White Queen.
White.
Because she's
with
all the
with
white
cool
hair,
makeup.
the white, everything's.
Because it was Helena Bonham Carter that does the
That's
Queen
right.
Hearts.
I love the makeup in that movie.
That movie's brother.
We should
makeup,
overemphasize again. This top 5 is based on,
Opening box office weekend.
because
Yes.
some people are like, wait a minute, I like this movie more. It's based on box office numbers, not necessarily if the movie's better or worse.
Not total gross, just the opening weekend.
Yes.
And coming in number 1, The Dark Knight Rises from Warner Brothers back in 2012, $160.8 million. There you go, where you get to see Alfred just get a little mysterious at the end of the movie. He's a boy.
I'm surprised, not really. Princess Diaries is not on there.
Right?
But that's
well,
a
that's
great
probably
one.
later and not opening weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, if you have
Yes.
seen it, Frank, right?
You know, I've had the pleasure of never seeing either of the films.
Ah! Do you like the
Princess
second one
Diaries
too?
or, you know,
The first
made a
one is
face.
fantastic.
Yes.
Frank, I feel like you should watch it.
You
the
should.
second one?
The first
It's
one.
cute.
But the second one
The
is...
Second
second
one is
one,
cute.
it's fine. It's fine. Julie Andrews sings in it.
Isn't Chris Pine in the second one?
That is correct. But it's It Takes Two.
Okay, this is different parts of
Very
my life.
different.
Like, Princess Diaries was up there when I was a kid, so.
All right.
Okay.
So, ladies and gentlemen, before we find out what you have voted for us to do the box office bet on, we're going to do what we think next week's top 5 at the box office is going to look like. We're adding 2 films into the mix, as I said. The Kid Who Would Be King, Joe Cornish directing that, 3,400 screens from Fox. And then we have Serenity, Matthew McConaughey, Anne Hathaway reuniting, due to public demand. 2,500 screens. So, do you see either of those two taking the top on the box office there?
Kid Who Would Be King probably could do well, if only because family. And it's because it's kids. I mean, yes, school's back, but after holiday break, but still. There's not many super kid friendly. I mean, Dragon Ball Super, yes, but live action.
I will be curious to see just the general reaction to Glass and how big the second week drop off is going to be.
Oh, right. If people are like, oh, you got to go check it out, or
Yeah.
Well, there was a lot. People were hating on it before. You know, when the what is it? The thing where you can talk about it. What is it?
The embargo
embargo.
lifted?
Yeah, when the embargo lifted, people were like it was crap. So
Oh.
I wonder if that had an effect, and now it's more. I would say Glass is first, followed by The Boy Who Would Be King. Mm-hmm. Also, I finally got the joke. Serenity, Firefly.
There you go.
I didn't get it.
It's okay.
But now I do. 1, 2, yeah. So second would be the Kid Who Would Be King, followed by Serenity. Crap, I didn't say the upside. Okay, so third would be the upside, fourth would be Serenity, 5 Dragon Ball.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll do Glass, Kid Who Would Be King, Serenity, Dragon Ball, and Aquaman. Upside, bump down.
All right. I will do Glass, The Kid Who Would Be King, the upside, Aquaman, and I'm gonna say Into the Spider-Verse, and then I'm gonna say that Serenity does not make the top 5. Yeah, I just don't think
Possible.
that. Yeah, I just don't think that there's. I mean, look, I didn't even know anything about it until I was starting to put together the show for today.
Yeah, it's one of those. Oh wait,
I
what
knew
movie?
about it.
Yeah. So I could see this one. I just don't think it's going to crack the top 5.
Ken Jack is saying right now the Kid Who Would Be King is winning on votes for what we should vote on.
All right.
Michael in the chat says all this love for the bad boys. What about the hotness of Hela? What it's in Thor? How do you say her name?
Hela?
Hela?
Yeah,
Okay.
Kate Blanchett.
Yes, she is
Stunner.
absolutely.
And in Ocean's 8. I love what she's wearing.
I only liked
Yep.
her when she put on her big headpiece and threw it.
It was so.
Yes. Oh no, when she touches it, it's like hair. That's what I
wanna
said.
do
I said
that.
the bad girls too.
There you go.
But we didn't talk about them specifically. That's true.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, as we get ready to wrap up, we're going to do our box office bet. We are going to bet on the film that you've chosen, and thanks to Ken Jack for giving us.
Also, it's a holiday weekend technically too.
That is true.
That might change the numbers a little bit this weekend now.
I don't think it's like, man, it's a holiday, guys. Let's go check out Serenity. We want to see a cool trench coat. We want to see
No.
some blood. We want to see a boat. Let's go.
It was raining a lot here in LA.
Yes.
So maybe
okay.
people are like, I miss the rain that we had, and let me go see the rain again.
All right.
Why not?
Why not?
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. So yes, directed by Joe Cornish. Patrick Stewart plays Merlin, and an older Merlin in the film. So if you want to get
Which is cool because one of the trailers they didn't show him at all, and so it was a fun surprise to see him again. And I think the kid who plays the young, it's his disguise, looks super funny. Like I like his energy, and he seems very entertaining to watch.
I've heard he does really well in his role in the film. So yes.
Yeah, this weekend is the holiday, but that might affect what people see next weekend because they can see stuff tomorrow as well as part of the holiday.
Very true.
Oh, 3,400 screens.
3,400 screens from Fox there.
Wellington says rain in LA is the world on fire. Well, we did have a lot of fires recently, so rain is good, but it could also be very dangerous.
Oh God.
Because of all the mudslides.
All right.
Well, we said it's all second. No, I said second. You said King would be third.
I
I said
know.
second as well.
But I've already
Okay.
put my number, and I'm not gonna.
Ken
change
Jack
it. I
says
don't
10 million.
Fan.
Okay.
Stand by.
Michael says no Nathan Fillion, no Serenity. I
There
know,
you go.
right? Yes.
Just as I'm typing, folks, it's just to get ready to document our bets. So no worries. Let me
Okay.
just type in my number here now.
Doom Tribe T says 15. Also, I'd say, well, here we have rain that people aren't going out, and then other parts of the country, it's snow that people aren't going out to the theaters. So all kinds of weather going on.
Okay.
Having trouble there?
Yeah.
Neil
right, there we
Hutchinson
go.
says 15 for the kid.
All right. Here we go.
Okay.
Bree, would you like to join us in a little bet?
Sure.
Oh, we like the. So we'll let you go first.
Okay. I'm gonna go 12.5.
Ooh,
Cool.
a nice solid outing. That was a number that percolated in my head for a moment.
Percolated.
Yes, Amy.
I'm gonna go with 15.
15. All right. So we got 11, 12.5. We got 15.
Star Drew says 13.
All right.
Did you do?
It's a
There you go.
split, and I'm picking
Carrie?
down the middle. I said 12.
12. All right. And I went with 11.
Oh.
Yes, I went with 11. That was me. 11 right there. So there you go. So look at that.
Yep.
Okay.
It's going to be Amy and myself duking it out.
Well, I mean, I'll win, but yeah.
Sky Patterson says 10.5. All right, we'll see.
Sky, I've always thought you were a wise man. There you go. All right. All right, folks, that's going to do it for this episode of Box Office Breakdown. Thanks for joining us. As always, like us on Facebook, give us those 5 stars on iTunes, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and thanks everybody for hopping in the chat. Give a thumbs up while you're at the YouTube channel. Look at all those thumbs. Those could be your thumbs on the YouTube channel. But Carrie, if they're watching after we stream live, what can they do?
Yes, comment down below. And I know it's been a little bit after the holidays, but what holiday movies have you been catching up on over the holiday break?
Fantastic. And if you want to stay in touch with us after the show's over, Bree, where can they find you?
You guys can find me at Bree, BRI_Phipps, PHIPPS, on both Twitter and Instagram.
And me on all social media at Amy Cassandra MT. Oh, Amy Cassandra MTZ.
Nailed it.
Thank you.
She's like, let me take that back.
That wasn't really a good nail. That
I'm
did not nail
Yes,
it.
it was. Okay.
It was good. It's
It
fun.
was.
Yeah. My name is Kari Lane. You can find me online at Kari D Lane. That's KARIDLANE. And go check out the AfterBuzz anime reviews. We're talking Soul Eater. We had a lot of unboxing. And if you go to ABTV Anime, we did unboxing of yummy Japanese treats.
Ooh, sounds tasty. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at HappyGoJackie. Folks, that's going to do it for this episode of Box Office Breakdown. We'll be back here next Sunday with another new episode right here on Popcorn Talk. Go see some movies.
Bye.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network. The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Popcorn Talk Network or its owners or principals.